Magicians, The Uncrowned Empress by Rachel Lawson. Somewhere in the Alpha Centauri star system, the great and powerful queen of the star system, Zirconia, spoke to the right-hand man of her next mission. It was her cousin, the ambassador to the Emperor of the Universe's home system, the Zodiac system, where she was planning to go on a supposed peace mission. It was her cousin, who knew her better, who knew the peace mission was anything but a cover story. He found he was right when he pressed her on the actual reason she would travel so far. "I am going to promise peace with our system," said Zirconia. "Then why go yourself?" "Why not just send me?" asked the ambassador. Many light years away on a small, almost insignificant planet, the home to the Emperor and his family, the Magicians. They called it the Earth. The Emperor was its king, but he was also the Emperor of the universe. Zirconia travelled to Earth and sat impatiently in a small theatre's auditorium, waiting to see this Emperor, whom she had set her mind on marrying, and when she wanted something she was accustomed to getting it. The red stage curtains opened, and dressed in his regal attire, she saw him, the Celestial Emperor. She thought he looked handsome for his species. She was another species. "Welcome to the Intergalactic Conference of the Silver Empire. I am Sapphirus Argent, Emperor of the Silver Intergalactic Empire," said the Celestial Emperor to the people at the summit into a microphone. "Hail Sapphirus!" voices shouted from the crowd. Behind Sapphirus stood his son, Dark Star or Varisite Argent, otherwise known as Valentine Alexander, the Raven, and Varisite's wife, Larimar, known as Laura Alexander. Sapphirus's daughter, Sapphira Merlin, was present, but almost unseen was the wife of Sapphirus's grandson, Alexandrite, known as Anatase Argent, who is referred to as Angela Alexander by humans. Lastly, there was the enchanter, also known as Lakelandite Argent, or Lancelot, Alexander, the great-grandson of Sapphirus and a bodyguard. I would also like to thank my brother Rhodanite and great-grandson Lakelandite for organising the security. "Are you sure you still want to marry into that family?" asked her cousin quietly. "Yes, it won't be hard. Either he takes me, or people die," replied Zirconia. Her cousin wondered if he should betray her. Later, there was a grand masked ball in another part of the theatre where the royal family and guests mixed, to play and discuss politics. While the Celestial Emperor was dancing with Anatase, the wife of his grandson, the fugitive deposed former emperor of his local system, Zirconia, and her ambassador interrupted his dance. "Hail, my emperor," said the ambassador. The emperor stopped dancing. "Hello? Who is this young lady with you?" "I haven't seen her before," said the emperor. "My cousin Zirconia, the queen of the Alpha Centauri star system, wanted to meet you," said the ambassador. The emperor stood up straighter. He looked taller and slightly intimidating. "Oh, hello, your majesty, nice to meet you," said Sapphirus. Anatase looked curiously at her. She had not seen a female from that system before. "This is Anatase, my grandson, Alexandrite's wife," said the emperor. Anatase tried to talk to Zirconia, who ignored her. She was nothing. "I came to see you, Emperor Sapphirus, not your little minions," said Zirconia. "She is not a little minion, she is," snapped the emperor, who was interrupted by his great-grandson, who appeared out of nowhere, startling Sapphirus. "Stop doing that! I nearly had a heart attack," protested the emperor. "Hello to you too, Gramps," said Lakelandite sarcastically. Zirconia's cousin looked nervously at Lakelandite. Zirconia jabbed her ambassador in his side with her elbow. "Ow! My emperor! My queen wants me to suggest a political," said the cousin. Zirconia jabbed him again. "Ow! Offer a peace offering," said the cousin. "We aren't at war," said the emperor. "Oh!" huffed Zirconia, fed up with her minions' nerves. "I want to make a peace offering. It's marriage to me or war with my people," said Zirconia. The emperor and his grandson's wife looked shocked. "I cannot accept your offer," the emperor said, looking at Anatase, his face shocked. "Do not bring it up again," said Lakelandite shortly. "He is not married. He must take me as his wife. No one ever refuses me," ordered Zirconia. "You are the last woman in the universe I'd take for a wife. You are a tyrant," said the Emperor to Zirconia, walking away with Anatus to find a room. She was very distressed. Lakelandite stood arguing with the ambassador. Zirconia followed the Emperor to demand that he take back the insult to her. When she caught up to him, she found the Emperor and Anatasi in an empty room kissing like lovers. "What is this? What is this? Are you having an affair with your grandson's wife?" Zirconia said, seeing them. The lovers jumped apart. Anatase ran out of the room, scared. "She's my wife," said Sapphirus nervously. "You aren't married to her, your grandson is," said Zirconia. "I am my grandson Alexandrite, her husband," said Sapphirus. "I was trapped in the past and became Sapphirus, so now I am two people." Zirconia smiled. She now knew how she could become Celestial Empress. "You must marry me now," said Zirconia, grinning cruelly. "You know I can't. I told you I'm married," said Alexandrite. "I know your secret. I will tell them all who you are if you don't marry me," said Zirconia. "You can't. The universe will fall into war and anarchy, and I have a wife," said Alexandrite bitterly. "Have her executed," said Zirconia. Alexandrite realized he had to do something. He couldn't let his empire die. "I'll marry you if you let her live, and you keep my secret," said Alexandrite desperately. "I accept," said Zirconia, thinking she would have it done when he was dead, and that wouldn't be long. "But you must keep away from her." Alexandrite was devastated. "Are you and Dad all right?" "I've not seen you in the same room for a while," whispered Lakelandite. "No, he's been avoiding me whenever he sees me, and he leaves the room. That is all I have seen of him." "When he is leaving a room," the crying wife whispered back. Zirconia saw her crying, smiled, and dragged the Emperor into the room. Zirconia made Alexandrite announce his upcoming marriage to the Queen. The uncrowned Empress runs away to cry. The Queen thinks she has won and takes joy in the wife's pain. The son of Alexandrite watches the sad Emperor, who was full of anger and bitterness. Everyone else cheers at the good news. That night, the Emperor cried himself to sleep, remembering Anatasi running out of the room in tears. He had abandoned and betrayed her. It hurt them both a lot. A month later, a broken-hearted man married Zirconia, praying he could hold himself together during the wedding. He wanted to refuse her, but he had taken her as his wife, and his other wife was there with a spell to silence her, at Zirconia's order. She was very cruel, and she was now the Empress. On his wedding night, Alexandrite went to his marriage bed and slept beside his cruel bride. She later awoke from her sleep, seeing the sleeping body of her husband beside her. She rose, picked up a pillow, and placed it on his head until he was dead. "Why did you do that?" she heard an angry but calm voice behind her say. She looked at the speaker. It scared her. "Who are you? Why are you here?" she asked. It was a Grim Reaper. "I have what I wanted. You can take him away," said Zirconia. "Why did you kill him?" asked the Reaper. "I want to rule the universe, so I married the Emperor. His wife will be dying soon," said the Emperor's killer. "Are you planning to die then?" asked the Reaper. "Not me, Anatase, his other wife. I will have her executed tomorrow," said Zirconia. "Oh," said the Reaper. "Why aren't you going?" asked the Empress. "Leave me now." "So you don't know me?" the Reaper said. "No? Should I?" asked Zirconia. The Reaper disappeared into thin air. "You don't know of my curse," said the dead Emperor as he rose from the bed after the Reaper disappeared. "I die only to come back." "How?" asked the now Empress. "I am a Grim Reaper," said the Emperor. He called for his son, the Lakelandite, who grumpily appeared. The Emperor tells his son that she killed him. Lakelandite took her translator away so she couldn't talk, and she was executed by Lakelandite himself. The Emperor and his wife, Anatasi, could be together again, if only in the shadows. But they were happy. The Emperor was now ruler by marriage of Zirconia's system and his own. A win-win for him.